Much for that kind introduction. Hello, everyone. Bonjour à tous et à toutes. I would like to start by acknowledging that I'm joining you from Warlow, Ontario, the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Neutral peoples. I say this because recognizing the land that we live on is a small but essential step towards reconciliation. And we should all keep in mind that aside from Indigenous peoples, we are all settlers. I want to thank my friends from Islam Unravelled for inviting me to speak at this prestigious event, and thank my friend and colleague, Mr. Jonathan Wilkinson, as well as all Liberal members, federal Liberal members of Parliament, for having me join you virtually in British Columbia today. I look forward to the day that we can be together, not virtually, but in person. I also want to express my condolences and appreciation to the elders, chiefs, and Indigenous peoples on this panel today and listening in. It continues to take strength to participate when tragedies remain still so present. La pandémie de COVID-19 nous a tous rappelé que nous avons encore du travail à faire. Elle a touché l'ensemble des Canadiens et Canadiennes et de façon disproportionnée certains segments de la population, y compris les communautés autochtones, noires et racisées, et les communautés avec la diversité sexuelle et la diversité de genre. The COVID-19 pandemic has reminded us all that we still have more work to do. It has affected all Canadians and disproportionately certain segments of the population, including Indigenous, Black, and racialized communities, and sexual and gender diverse communities. We've seen that the pandemic has exposed inequities and has fueled racism in this country and around the world. Asian communities are being targeted based on prejudice and hatred. Islamophobia, especially against women and girls, is still rampant in many cities. And Indigenous peoples continue to face racism every day. These instances are simply heartbreaking and unacceptable. I believe that the theme of this panel, honoring our pre-colonial history to guide systemic change for a shared racism-free future, is exactly what my work at the cabinet table has been focused on, advocating for diverse communities and ensuring that our government is working to advance policies, legislation, and actions that contribute to a better country and a better future. I want you all to know that I don't take this responsibility lightly, and I recognize that it is a big undertaking. But doing it in collaboration with you all and hearing from your lived experiences will give me the insight we need to move the needle further along. Marking National Indigenous Peoples Day is important for recognizing and honoring the achievements, the histories, and culture of Indigenous peoples across these lands. I say histories to mark the discrepancies that still exist between what I was taught in school and what was the reality for many. We are still learning about the history of this country, unlearning some of the history that we were taught. And although the pain of the past is still felt today, we must continue the important work to build a better future. My colleague, Minister Carolyn Bennett, recognized that when she said that all Canadians need to learn about the perseverance and resilience of Indigenous peoples and the importance of protecting Indigenous knowledge and revitalizing their languages and culture. We know that the scope of action that is needed is vast, and through our engagements with Indigenous partners, we've heard loud and clear that culture is foundational and all-encompassing. It is at the heart of one's identity and self-worth, and it is necessary for healing, safety, and empowerment. Over the last year, we have witnessed unprecedented global protests against racism and injustice, and more people are uniting to bring to the forefront the devastating impact of racism in Canada and around the world. Je veux que vous sachiez que ce gouvernement dirigé par ce Premier ministre Justin Trudeau est déterminé à faire ce travail. I want you to know that this government under Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is committed to do this work. I'm very grateful for being here with you today. I look forward to continuing our work to build an even better and consciously more inclusive society for all. One of the things I'm proudest about is actually working in partnership with Indigenous communities. The Ottawa knows best top-down approach is not our path forward. We will work in a meaningful way with two-way dialogue because Indigenous leadership knows what is needed and the federal government is here to be a partner. Thank you. Ahe. Assalamu alaikum.